Making headlines, the government says that the president's upcoming visit to Estonia will have transformative potential for the Maldives' digital technology sector. Maldives and Saudi Arabia discussed to improve arrangements and facilities for Maldivian Hajj pilgrims. And the tourism ministry shows that Maldives has experienced a robust surge in tourism in the initial days of 2025.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum and welcome to PSM News in English with me, Itoham Naim. Minister of State for Homeland Security and Technology, Dr. Mohammad Kinanath, stated that President Dr. Mohammad Muizzu's upcoming visit to Estonia will have transformative potential for the Maldives' digital technology sector. He made these remarks while speaking on a program aired on PSM News.
State Minister Kinanath underscored the importance of this visiting, stating that Estonia is globally renowned in the sector of digital technology. He expressed confidence that President Dr. Mohammad Muizzu's visit will enable the Maldives to witness firsthand the technological advancement and strategies employed by Estonia, which could be instrumental in advancing the Maldives' own digital sector. The visit is expected to provide the Maldives with the opportunity to learn from Estonia's advanced digital technology sector. Estonia's exemplary rankings in digital society, the Global Securities Index and mobile broadband subscription underscores its leadership in digital innovation. State Minister Dr. Kinanath elaborated on the potential benefits, noting that Estonia's experience and expertise could significantly contribute to the development of the Maldives' digital technology sector. During the visit, President Dr. Muizzu and President Karis will engage in discussions aimed at strengthening bilateral cooperation with a particular focus on digital, cyber and e-governance sectors. The agenda will also cover climate and environmental issues as well as science and education.
Minister of Islamic Affairs Dr. Muhammad Shaheen Ali Saeed holds discussions with relevant officials of the Saudi Arabia government to improve arrangements and facilities for Maldivian Hajj pilgrims. Minister Shaheen, who is currently on an official visit to Saudi, met with the Minister of Hajj and Umrah, Dr. Tawfiq bin Fawzan al-Rabia. During the meeting, the minister expressed his gratitude to King Salman bin Abdul Aziz for his efforts in improving the quality of Hajj and Umrah services and serving the Islam's two holiest sites. He also acknowledged the efforts of Prince Mohammed bin Salman Al Saud for excellent arrangements afforded to millions of Muslims from around the world visiting Saudi for the sacred Hajj pilgrimage. Minister Shaheen also thanked the Saudi government for the special attention given to offer a better experience and facilities for Maldivian Hajj and Umrah pilgrims. Both ministers discussed ways to further improve arrangements and facilities afforded to local pilgrims. Minister Shaheen has signed the annual Hajj agreement between the Maldives and Saudi Arabia, which facilitates arrangements for Maldivian pilgrims undertaking the Hajj pilgrimage a while ago. In addition to that, he will also attend the Hajj exhibition organized by the Ministry of Hajj and Umrah. Ministry of Tourism's recent data shows that the Maldives has experienced a robust surge in tourism in the initial days of 2025, welcoming over 69,000 visitors. From 1 to 11th January, the Maldives welcomed a total of 69,553 tourists, marking a 10% increase compared to the 63,156 arrivals during the same period in 2024. The Tourism Ministry's statistics indicates that 11th January saw the highest number of daily arrivals this year, with 8,090 tourists entering the country. On average, the daily influx of visitors has exceeded 5,000, highlighting the continued growth of the tourism sector. Russia has emerged as the primary source market for the Maldives so far in 2025, contributing 11,367 visitors. Italy follows as the second largest market with 8,499 arrivals, while the United Kingdom ranks third with 5,537 tourists. Germany is positioned for fourth with 4,369 visitors, and India completes the top 5 with 3,241 visitors. The year 2024 was a landmark for the Maldives tourism industry, with the country surpassing the 2 million tourist mark for the first time. Building on this success, the government has set an ambitious target to attract over 2.2 million tourists in 2025. Maldives Monetary Authority (MMA) reveals that the government's usable reserves stood at $63.2 million at the end of last year.
According to MMS financial statistics, the government's general reserves stood at $673.2 million at the end of last year. In addition, the MMA has a total of $148.56 million in other foreign exchange assets, including $146.27 million in cash invested in local banks and $2.29 million in securities investments not included in offshore reserves, bringing the total reserves to $821.8 million. According to MMA data, at the end of last year, predetermined short-term net drains, or the total amount of these obligations, stood at $758.56 million. The data showed that deducting this figure from total reserves, the usable reserve stood at $63.2 million at the end of 2024. This administration has launched several initiatives to strengthen and improve its state reserve. Credit rating agencies have cited the decline in reserves as the main reason behind Maldives' falling credit rating. The government has previously said that the main reasons for the adverse impact on reserves were printing large amounts of local currency, borrowing at high interest rates, and wastages during the COVID-19 pandemic. In a bid to arrest the slide and alleviate the pressure on foreign currency needs, Maldives has secured a $400 million currency swap facility from the Reserve Bank of India, part of which has already been invested in local banks. The government has also pushed through a new foreign currency law, Forex law, designed to mitigate the ongoing foreign currency shortage in the country. The law, which comes into effect from 28 January, mandates tourism facilities to exchange a portion of their foreign earnings through local banks.
The Maldives Inland Revenue Authority (MIRA) announces the collection of $6.6 million in Zakat al-Mal for the year 2024.
Zakat al-Mal, a mandatory form of almsgiving in Islam, represents a structured approach to wealth purification and societal welfare, requiring Muslims to annually donate a portion of their wealth to support those in need. In 2023, MIRA collected $5.8 million in Zakat al-Mal. This indicates a 12.9% increase in collections for 2024. Statistics from MIRA reveals that $629,631 was collected in December 2024 alone, compared to $415,836 in December 2023. This represents a significant 51.5% increase in the amount collected in December 2024. The nisab, or minimum threshold of wealth that obliges an individual to pay zakat, is determined by the Ministry of Islamic Affairs. As of 10th October 2024, the current nisab for Zakat al-Mal is $599.41. The calculations considers various assets, including gold and silver, particularly if the Zakat al-Mal payment is made in cash. Some scholars advocate for using the price of silver when calculating the nisab of Zakat al-Mal, as it is more beneficial for the poor due to its affordability and accessibility compared to gold. In the Maldives, the price of silver is determined by the Maldives Monetary Authority (MMA), and the nisab is published on the Maldives Zakat House website. The nisab varies throughout the year, influenced by fluctuations in the international silver markets. Since 1st June 2016, Zakat al-Mal has been collected by MIRA. Payments can be made at the Mira Taxpayer Service Centre as well as at Mira branches or collection centres established outside Mala City. For islands without a Mira's office, Zakat al-Mal can be paid at the Secretariat of the local council.
The Judicial Service Commission JSC says complaints filed over judges and magistrates were down nearly 43% last year in comparison to 2023.
JSC is an independent and impartial institution established under the Constitution, and its functions include to appoint, promote and transfer judges other than the Chief Justice and judges of the Supreme Court, and to make recommendations to the President on the appointment of the Chief Justice and judges of the Supreme Court. The Commission is also tasked with investigating complaints about the judges and to take disciplinary action against them, including recommendations for dismissals. Every year, JSC receives dozens of complaints against judges and magistrates. According to JSC's statistics, complaints to the Commission were considerably lower last year in comparison to both 2023 and 2022. In 2022, a total 390 complaints were filed, while the figure in 2023 was 314. However, in 2024, complaints to JSC were down to 179, which is a 42.99% decline. A specially constituted committee examines the complaints to the JSC. Out of the complaints filed, 21 are currently before the committee, while 31 have been recommended for further investigation by the committee. So far, 149 of the cases filed with the JSC have been ruled not to be related to the misconduct of judges. The JSC heard 43 cases last year, including 28 new cases and 15 pending before the year began. JSC had also appointed 183 justices to the various superior, lower and magistrate courts across the country.
The National Drug Agency and NDA's CEO Lubna Zahir announced that the NDA is planning to launch a detoxification outpatient program aimed at offering rehabilitation care in the respective homes of patients.
In an exclusive interview with PSM News, Lubna said NDA has intensified efforts to offer much-needed rehabilitation and treatment for drug addicts during the past year. Lubna explained that when the government changed, there were only 30 people in the centers. However, she noted that addicts have been identified from the streets and have been admitted them for treatment. She added that the number of people who went to seek treatment on their own has also increased. Lubna said rehabilitation centers require a detoxification phase before the actual treatment can begin. The process of detoxification occurs when an addicted person stops using, as the body naturally flushes out substances and toxins built up in their system. Maldives implements the detoxification through medication, which can take up to 14 days. She explained that the wait list for drug treatment is long due to limited space for detoxification treatment, adding that there are currently about 25 places for detoxification treatment. Lubna disclosed that in a bid to work around the backlog, an outpatient treatment system is being established to enable patients to receive detoxification treatment from their own homes. She said that the outpatient detoxification system will be launched on the first island within the next month. In addition to the detox outpatient program, she said the NDA was working to increase the capacity in patient facilities. Lubna added that the current efforts will see the capacity of detox treatment double to 50. According to Lubna, NDA's main rehabilitation center in Himofushi Kafdol can accommodate up to 170 patients, while under 400 can be treated at community service centers in the atolls. Community service centers are located in Tinadu, Kafdal Atoll, Hulumidu, and Hitadu in Addo City and Formless City. According to NDA, there are currently 109 patients on the wait list seeking drug rehabilitation treatment.
Maldives Industrial Fisheries Company Limited, MIFCO, says that regular payments guarantee coupled with better fishing conditions have led to an uptick of fishing vessels heading to sea.
Local fishermen have long complained about the long delay in receiving payments for their catch. When this administration took office in November last year, payments to local fishermen amounted to around $15 million. Despite some initial setbacks, this administration has gradually settled the payments. On this year's Fishermen's Day, celebrated on December 10th, President Dr. Mohammad Muiz announced that his administration had now made arrangements to settle payments to fishermen within 48 hours. Due to the President's pledge, MIFCO is now depositing payments to fishermen well within 48 hours. The amount of fish purchased by MIFCO has increased in the past 2 weeks since payments were regularized, with a daily average of 272 metric tons of fish during the last week. According to statistics, overall fishing declined last year, which coincided with a decline in purchases by MIFCO. As MIFCO tried to settle the areas, there was also a drop in the number of fishing boats heading to sea. From August to mid-November, the amount of fish purchased by MIFCO was almost the same as last month. During the period, 5,771 metric tons of fish were purchased by MIFCO and $4 million were paid to fishermen. From December 10 last year to January 10 this year, 5,248 metric tons of fish were purchased by MIFCO. A total of $3.9 million was disbursed to the fishermen within 48 hours during this period. MIFCO expects more fishermen to come in with their cash in the coming weeks, with fishing especially good in Huad Atoll. Most fishing boats spend around $3,200 per trip on fuel and supplies. MIFCO believes that regular payments will encourage more fishing vessels to head to sea. MIFCO highlighted the assistance and cooperation from the Ministry of Fisheries and Ocean Resources, along with Bank of Maldives (BML), in their efforts to deposit payments to fishermen within 48 hours of purchases. The administration has initiated significant efforts to enhance and diversify the country's fisheries industry. The government has pledged to elevate the issue faced by local fishermen within the next 2 years.
Italian luxury brand Prada is among the potential suitors looking at fashion group Versace, which Capri Holdings has put up for sale.
In November, Coach owner Tapestry abandoned an $8.5 billion deal to buy Michael Kors owner Capri. After the deal to create a U.S. luxury conglomerate fell through, Capri executives did not rule out the possibility of a potential sale of its brands. Two people with direct knowledge of the matter told Reuters that Capri hired Barclays to look at strategic options, including the sale of its Versace and Jimmy Choo brands. One person said the entire Capri Holdings group could also be up for sale. The report said that Prada is looking at the file with Citi. Citi has worked with Prada in the past over a dual listing project which was put on hold. Contacted by Reuters, Prada declined to comment. Citi was not immediately available for comment as well. Versace, founded in Milan in 1978 by late Italian designer Gianni Versace and still led by his sister Donatella, as creative director, became known for its bold, opulent prints, including the iconic Medusa motif.
About 2,000 Israelis protested against Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's government and its handling of the conflict in Gaza on Saturday, demanding an end to the war in Gaza.
Protesters carried flares and started a fire at Begin Gate in Tel Aviv as the protest carried out into the evening. One protester had her hopes pinned on U.S. President-elect Donald Trump to push the Israeli government into a deal to get the hostages back.
Why am I here tonight? Because I'm still optimistic and I'm hoping that the public pressure will move the government away from its current bad politics and take us to a better future. Either this government or preferably a new government.
Mediators are making renewed efforts to reach a deal to halt the fighting in the enclave and free the remaining Israeli hostages held there before Trump takes office on January 20th. A deal would also involve the release of some Palestinian prisoners held in Israeli jails. Israel's offensive in the Gaza Strip has killed at least 46,537 Palestinians and wounded 109,571 since October 7, 2023.
League leaders Al Hilal thrashes Al Oroba 5-0 at the Al Jauf University Stadium on Saturday on top of the Saudi Pro League on goal difference. A fierce red dragon and a stranded dog and cat have taken over the rice paddies in northern Thailand, a living artistic tribute to flooding that inundated nearby areas in September, stranding thousands.
Spreading across more than 2 hectares of 5 acres, these mystical creatures are the creation of Thanyapong Jaiham, a full-time factory worker and part-time farmer who is transforming rice paddies into artistic landscapes as his personal project. His artwork was inspired by the severe flooding in Chiang Rai and northern Thailand that stranded thousands in September 2024. He chose the dragon to mark the end of the Lunar New Year. At the bottom of the rice field, he depicted dogs and cats trapped in floodwaters waiting for help. Starting last October, Thanyapong and his team began the meticulous process of creating the artwork by using artificial intelligence to plot and refine the design outlines. They then employed GPS to mark precise coordinates on the ground, sketching and placing scaled wooden stakes connected with ropes to ensure accuracy. Using around 20 kilograms of rainbow rice seeds, the team carefully planted various rice varieties, transforming the vision into a vibrant masterpiece. As the vibrant artwork took shape, it began drawing attention far beyond the fields. Since its launch in December, Thanyapong said thousands of visitors, students, families and locals have explored the field, offering inspiration to curious wanderers or even evoking reflections on the recent flooding. Thanyapong's farm, inspired by Japan's tembo or rice paddy art, will remain open until February, when the rice in the dragon field will be harvested, followed by the other fields afterwards. For Thanyapong, blending art with science is more than just creativity. It's a way to revive farming and inspire hope in his hometown.
That concludes news for now. Thank you for watching PSM News. Have a good day.
حقوقنا ليست للبيع.
And the resumption of commercial activity.
Haftar ni maganda ito, tumingi ka mas kahuga,